Welcome, everyone, to the Fixed Ops Roundtable After Dark on a Wednesday. I'm so excited, Ted, and we have an amazing guest tonight that I can't wait to hear all about.
We do, Kara. And Wednesday night, now, is this going to be a regular thing or what?
It sure is. Every Monday and Wednesday now, we're going to be live on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube now.
Wow, and YouTube. And we are live, right?
We're live, guys. So anything can happen. So make sure you're sharing the video, commenting down below. Let us know what you think about the show.
And we already have some folks who are chiming in tonight who have been awaiting the grand entrance of Brandon Nixon, the Chief Revenue Officer of Update Promise. And Tully Williams is with us tonight. Jerry Davis is here. Tim Wilson is here. Brandon, welcome to After Dark.
Ted, Kara, thank you guys. I'm excited to be here. Really excited to do this and doing it live too. I love that. I think it makes it a lot better for us. So, awesome.
I think it's a lot of fun. And Kara, we really don't know what's gonna happen on these lives, right?
That's a little scary, Ted, because anything can happen. But I also think that's what makes it so much fun. And it's kind of different tonight because we've had quite a few lately of so many people on the screen. We're all tiny on the screen, but just with Brandon tonight. So we'll be able to hear all about your story, all about your history, what's upcoming. I can't wait.
Yeah, awesome. I'm excited to be here, guys.
And we know you got a lot going on, Brandon, and so does Update Promise. And by the way, Update Promise was the very first, big shout out to Update Promise, first sponsor ever on the Fixed Ops Roundtable. So we want to thank Brandon and Kurt and Patty and the family and everybody behind the scenes at Update Promise. I'll give a big shout out to Taylor, since she's been an integral part of it as well. And
you can't forget Taylor. She's helped to put a lot of this together. So it's been great. It's been a good journey to see, throughout the years where, Fixed Ops Roundtable has transformed and being a part of it. So we're blessed to be a part of it and appreciate you having us part of it. So.
And I got some stories to share. But first, I want to also call out our exclusive sponsor, Kara, for tonight's After Dark show.
Yes, that is the wonderful BG Products, Partners Beyond Products. Thank you so much, guys, for sponsoring everything we do with the Fixed Ops Roundtable. And you see their amazing logo right here next to me. And we really do appreciate it. We would not be able to do this show without sponsors like them.
Yep. And the first 50 years in business for BG Products. So congratulations to BG and for all that they do for our industry. And we're very grateful to them as well. And they've been with us for a long time as well. So, Brandon, great to see you.
Yeah, no, it's good to see you guys.
And here's Drew Benson. And Drew's been on the show a couple times on panels that you folks have done at Update Promise.
Drew, I wasn't on the phone with you today, Drew, but I was on the phone with you yesterday. They're launching a brand new store out in Florida, so a new Maserati Alfa Romero store. So we were helping them get that up and running. So really excited for you guys, Drew, and the Cavalli Auto Group.
And Cavalli's got a big name. I see the posts that Gino's been putting up, and Drew, and they're making a big impact on the industry.
Oh yeah, they totally are, and they're game changers. They're forward thinkers as well. They're surpassing a lot in their area. They used to have a lot of stores here in California, and now are fully focusing in Florida. So they've been great partners with us. Have transformed us, told us what's wrong with us, and helped us, get to where we're at. So it's been a great partnership.
So, Kurt Nixon has really, was the one who really got things started with the Fixed Ops Roundtable. And we did our very first event with you folks in Los Angeles, if I'm not mistaken, about 3 years ago.
Yeah, I think it was the Los Angeles event kicked it off. And then we had our team members at the Jersey event. And it's just been, every event after that. It's been awesome to see it transform, and the following too. Now we've got a huge following, which has been great. So,
and I got to tell you, the story is that we were doing all these events physically, and Update Promise, Kara, was there. And then when the world changed in March or so of 2020, we took the whole thing online, and we had all these sponsors ready to go for the next event in April in Dallas, Texas. Okay. And then we realized that we couldn't go to Dallas. We could not, Brandon, and Taylor knows, we tried everything to get people together, and nobody was flying on airplanes, and the CDC was restaging the rules like every day, no more than 20 people, then 10, no more than 5 people in a room. So we realized we would either have to go dark or, go online. And we went online, Brandon, as you remember, with that very first event, April of 2020, and we sent all the sponsors their money back. And we said, look, we don't know if it's even going to work, right? And we did the deal with 48 speakers that day, 8 hours live, and it worked. And Kurt was on the show. I'll never forget this. Kurt called me up after the show, and he was the only one who did this. He said, I'm going to send you the check back, okay, for the sponsorship, because that was incredible. You put this thing on, complimentary for the industry, and Update Promise is going to support what's going on. So I think ever since that, Brandon, I think we won each other over, forever.
Well, when COVID hit, we shook the whole world, right? Everybody got affected. We pride ourselves on, we did not let a single employee go through COVID. We figured out what we could do to continue to drive through and grow the business. We continued to grow. It didn't grow at the rate that we wanted, of course, as every business was affected. But, even with our vendors and our partners, it was important to be a part of this, and we believed in what we were doing. And look at where we're at today, right? We're doing a Wednesday Night Live, and, a lot of it is virtual. So this is, we're glad that we stuck with it and helped to get it to where it's at. So,
and you've got some big announcements that have come recently. And before we get to that, you've also had a lot of great things happen for you personally in your life, Brandon. So I want to talk about that with Kara, if that's possible. And I guess about 4 months ago, you welcomed a new member to the family.
Yes, my baby girl, Tatum. So there she is. There we go. That's my wife, Alexa, on the screen. So the last 4 months have been crazy, juggling growth and, of course, my little one. She's doing awesome. She's 4 months as of the 22nd. So her birthday was actually amazing. She was born on 2/22/2022. So she's all about two. So it's all the way across the board. So
wow.
And that wasn't planned. It wasn't planned. That was the worst part, is the nurses hated us because they normally delivered like 5 to 6 babies a night, and they were delivering like 15 babies because everybody was scheduled for that day. And my wife's like, I couldn't control this. I'm sorry. So, but it was amazing. Everything went well. She's healthy. My wife's healthy. So very blessed.
And Brandon, your family is beautiful. And I've noticed, like, in the latest pictures, that Tatum is, that you've been posting on Facebook. I see Tatum is smiling now and engaged.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm seeing all these, as I'm sure you are, every day, something new that she's doing.
Yeah, no, it's funny. I used to always be that guy who would make fun of everybody who's on Facebook posting pictures of their family. I'm like, geez, it's just picture after picture. And then I look back and I'm like, okay, I'm doing that exactly myself, right? Posting pictures, videos. No, it's been great. We just noticed yesterday, she's got a toy that we've been playing with her where it's got a hula hoop that spins around. And yesterday she was now spinning the hula hoop on her own. And we're like, okay, big milestones that she's getting there. She's sitting up. It's fun. I love it. I didn't think I was going to like it as much as I do today. So
really beautiful.
Thank you.
And these are great pictures. And who's this?
I love this picture. This is my dog Corona, which she's not named after the virus. She's 4.5 years old. I named her after the beer. Corona's my favorite beer.
How did I know that?
She gets discriminated against constantly by her name. But yeah, so that's Corona. I love this picture. This was our newborn pictures, and she's very protective over Tatum. So it's been great. It's been really good.
Wow. So again, congratulations to you, and just great to see it. And
thank you.
Looking back, these days are gonna go so fast for you, and every day there's like new things happening that you're gonna remember. So
just keep posting. You'll always have it there.
Yeah. Well, that's the cool part, right? They keep giving me like the little albums of like, oh, here's what you posted. I'm like, cool. I don't even have to do that. It does it for me. So it works out.
And I know Kara's getting jealous because she just recently had a baby in her family with her brother and his wife.
Awesome. Yeah. Congrats.
I just want to snuggle with all of them.
I tell my wife that she was always just like itching along, like waiting for it. And we weren't, to be honest, Tatum came a lot quicker than we had thought. Like of course you try to plan these things out and you couldn't plan it out. So, but right away it was like, oh, boom, we're in this. And in the heat of all of our OE agreements and all of our partnerships being launched, I'm like, all right, let's juggle. This is what we do. We juggle 10,000 things, including a newborn. I love it. So it all worked out.
And Jerry Davis, I follow you on social media as well. And, thank you for all that you say there with Update Promise. It's all true. And, we've seen so much growth out of Update Promise and the stuff that you do for our industry, stuff that we thought, Brandon, like 5, 6, 7 years ago, wasn't even possible. You were the first to actually make it happen.
Well, it's funny. When we first launched, I was just thinking about this morning. We would always get, you guys are so forward thinking, when are you guys just going to be bought out by, some DMS like CDK or Reynolds and disappear? There's no way that a family company is going to stay with the growth you guys are having and what you're trying to do without getting bought out and, moving away. And no, we're self-funded, driving through, getting our butts handed to us along the way, making a lot of mistakes, but, that's what it's about. And we love the connections we can make with the dealers like you and Drew and, individuals on here. We wouldn't be able to do that if we, weren't self-funded and really trying to stay that, family-based opportunity there. So,
and you really are. I know that from all the interaction with you and all the weekends that we've communicated with you and with Taylor and with Patty and Kurt and so on.
Yeah.
I can't believe, Kara, Anthony Rubino is on with us tonight.
No.
Brandon, you didn't get a chance to meet him, but Rob Young did at one of our early Fixed Ops Roundtable events. Anthony Rubino is the service director at All American Ford. Big shout out to All American in Hackensack, New Jersey, and Jim Sabino as well at the Paramus location. And Anthony Rubino has been a big part of the Fixed Ops Roundtable family for a long, long time. And he's attended our events. He has spoken at our events, and he's actually been really instrumental in getting his entire dealership involved as service advisors at the Fixed Ops Roundtable. And the reason I mention this, Anthony, I can't believe you're here tonight, is Anthony just underwent a triple bypass surgery in the last couple days. And wow. I know the surgery from talking to Jim Sabino. Anthony, I heard it was like 8 or 9 hours. So wow. I got this picture this afternoon of Anthony recuperating. So we wish you a speedy recovery, Anthony. And obviously you're on your phone, okay, and you're on the show tonight. So we appreciate that. But Kara, one of the things that I heard from Anthony is that when he comes back, he wants to come on the After Dark show, and he wants to meet you as well. He said that will expedite his recovery a lot quicker, okay? Which I know will be true.
Come on.
Well, Anthony, I hope you recover quickly, and kudos to you for jumping on and being a part of things like this, even with what you're going through. That you're showing no excuses. I'm going to show that to my team. No excuses, right?
We're praying for you.
We are.
So we've been rooting the whole time and praying. So congratulations, Anthony. And we hope to see you soon before the September show, because we got a lot of After Darks on Mondays and Wednesdays between now and then. And Kara, there is a show in September, right?
There is, I think, right, Ted?
Tell us about that.
Just kidding. There is. There is a big show in September. It's a 3-day event, all virtual once again. It's going to be a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's September 20th, 21st, and 22nd. So you guys can see the theme here, and it's the Roaring 20s. So we're so excited to get all dressed up, push this event. There's going to be so many amazing speakers, a lot happening. So you guys will not want to miss it. Grab your complimentary tickets now at fixedopsroundtable.com to get in on all the 20s fun.
And are you dressing up, Kara?
Of course I'm dressing up. And now I'm contemplating if I should try to do an updo with the hair that I currently have, or if I should buy a wig. I can't decide.
All right, we're gonna, Brandon, I guess we're gonna find out. And by the way, there are 4 big Fixed Ops Roundtable events coming up in the next year. Right after September, Kara, is November 15, 16, 17.
Yep. And then on to January and May. So we got a lot of things headed your way, all virtual and online, guys. So don't miss out on any of these. They're all going to just keep getting better and better. I can promise you that. If you followed us along with the Fixed Ops Roundtables, you know that each event is better than the last. So we're so excited moving forward.
And I met today with the leukemia and lymphoma folks at LLS, and we're going to raise some funds again starting in September into November. And Brandon, I know, and I want to thank Update Promise for your generosity for being involved with that as well. Brandon, we're looking at a theme for November. We're thinking either Dare to Dream, Kara. She's hearing about it for the first time right now. Dare to Dream, because that's their children's initiative, right?
Got it.
A lot for children.
Yes.
Or, you know how we have Light the Night, which is their event. They're thinking about perhaps Light the Way, okay, for this event. So it's going to be one of those two. So you're hearing about that for the first time. So great stuff. So, and some folks coming in now. So Russell Hill, welcome. Thank you so much for all your support. Brandon, I see behind you a guitar, and I didn't know that you play, but I heard that there's a story involved with that.
Yeah, I kid you not, this whole week I've been getting on these meetings like, what's with the guitar back here? And I never had the guitar behind me, but it's funny, we got a story behind that guitar is part of the reason why the beginning of Update Promise and where we actually started, out of it coming from an idea. So I was up in our storage office up top and up above me, and I was like, you know what, I need to bring that out with all the big things that we're doing. That's a great motivation for myself of like where we came from, 10 plus years ago. But it's a huge story behind that. I'll actually share that if you don't mind. We're family based, as we've always said. My father's CEO, and I, as the chief revenue officer, and have led our sales team around the nation for years. But Update Promise came out of an idea. We were, body shop family. Father owned a body shop, and I was born and raised in the collision business. Knew how to weld when I was 7 years old, and worked our way up, and always been ingrained in the automotive side, partnered with a lot of dealerships out there. But when I was put into high school, I accidentally got put into a guitar class as an elective. And my dad had an associate that was part of out here in Riverside, one of the guitar clubs. And he's like, hey, you should bring your son out to the guitar club. And, I'm sure he needs a guitar. It's a private club. We'll bring you out. And this place is like insane. When I say it's an underground guitar club with a club under there, and big names. I'm talking about thousands of dollars of guitars all over the walls, probably hundreds of thousands. Wow. And of course, me being young, I'm going, well, I want that one. I want the really nice one on the wall, right? So the story goes to, we left to go to lunch, went to Wiener Schnitzel to go sit down. And, my dad challenged me and said, hey, look, if you guys really want, it was me and my other buddy, Jake, if you guys really want the nice guitars, come up with a business idea that's going to help us grow our business. And back then, that was right when apps were starting to come out on iPhones. We said, well, let's build an app for the collision center. And that actually, Kurt believed in what we put together. We put together a wireframe, came with a whole, business idea of when you get into a car accident, it, claims, insurance through there. We needed a text messaging platform, got us into texting, and that introduced us from being body shop people to now being in the software business. And for a year, he challenged us. We didn't get the guitars at first, but a full year while we were launching Update Promise. And in the beginning, the deal was every time that we left face and came back, we had to say an idea is just a dream until I make it reality. And so my dad will tell you it was, he was turning the knob, coming home from work, about to quit. We were down to like our last dollars. Things weren't working out. And the kids in the neighborhood got rallied up. And that day, I wasn't even there, yelled out, an idea is just a dream until I make it reality. And he goes, you know what? Today I can't quit. And I kid you not, the next day, the largest deal that we had that really propelled us around the nation, got us into 3,600 stores, came over that next day because he didn't quit that day. So, and after the year, we got our guitars. So, it's a cool story of like, hey, when I say we started from an idea, we did. And for us to be here now, it's amazing.
What an amazing staple to always remind you. Even on a bad day, you could just turn around and look at that.
Oh, yeah.
No, my life is not that bad.
Yeah, there's plenty of turning around going, God, today sucked, but okay, we're still going.
That's awesome.
That's good.
What a great story. I had no idea, but you know what? I mean, that's really what it's all about. That's life, and that's business, and that's the car business, and that's how things happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And we
I
can't.
was thinking he was going to pull it out and start playing a tune for us, but that story was way better.
No, see, I don't want to embarrass myself on the screen, so that's why that didn't happen. But but
Okay,
it's funny from where we started to now. It's like, looking back at it, it's insane. We've grown so much, and I got to give a huge shout out to our COO Rich Panazzo. I've learned everything about business from Rich, and we wouldn't be where we're at today if he didn't drive our developers to get our product to where it's at today. That man works more than anybody I know out there. It's been amazing.
Rich is really amazing. I got a chance to meet him a couple times, and he's very instrumental and very smart. And look at the comments that are coming in right now. It's what a great Brandon. You guys actually should put all that down in writing and make that into the update promise, into your story,
We're working with Taylor on some website updates. She's got a big project on her, and we're going to be putting the stories into there because I think that's a testament to why a lot of people work with us and not a lot of the large conglomerates, is because we're real people, right? And we understand the struggles, and we're automotive people. That's the thing too. We're not just software people who came up with the cool software. So.
And there's a lot of folks who are not automotive people who are talking to the automotive industry, but you have actually done it. And Kara, we know there's no substitute for being in dealership and having that real world experience. Okay, now Brandon, talk to us about what's evolved, what's happened with Update Promise, what you've become today, because you went from this body shop. I understand you were doing reviews and things like that. And now you mentioned you added the texting. So talk to us, because I think a lot of people, including myself initially, in the beginning, I didn't know everything that you do, and talk to us about that.
It's almost hard to keep up, and that we're to blame for that, because we started at one segment and then really moved ourselves away to create a full consumer experience platform. We originally started as a texting platform, automated status updates. We were one of the first. And sorry, you're going to see my hands. I'm Italian.
Well,
so that's what we do.
I'm doing that because I want to show the wheel.
Yeah,
because that really shows the whole story if I can.
Yeah, no, definitely. So originally, and you'll see on this wheel down at the bottom right, AI-driven status updates. That was our original program. We were solving the biggest pain point in automotive. It still is the biggest pain point in automotive because we're not in every dealer. But, what's going on with my car? Nobody's kept me updated. You can have 1,000 different great tools into your, service department, your collision center, but most people aren't being updated at the level that they needed. So that's where we began, is we have an AI-driven status update that nobody was doing out there. Grew ourselves to about 16,000 collision centers, became one of the main providers around the nation for all the large insurance carriers, Geico, USA, Farmers, State Farm. And it wasn't until about 6.5, 7 years ago that our partners came in and said, hey, look, there's a need inside of service. And so when we launched into service, to be honest, we had no idea what we were getting into. We were like, oh, yeah, look, we've been killing it in collision. Let's just hop over. We'll become a great, communication tool. We have a survey follow-up, a review component, online payments. This is going to be awesome. And quickly realized that, oh no, every dealership is convoluted, uses 10 to 6 different programs in service. We can do more. And as if you know Kurt, he doesn't give up on a challenge and has a very great vision and dream. And he said, you know what? Let's become that all-in-one consumer experience. But I don't want to go buy a system and build it in, because that's the complaint that they have. Let's go and let's grab our developers, let's grab the great minds, let's work with the dealers, and let's build from start to finish, from scheduling to a tablet check-in to open up the RO, MPI inspections with videos and photos. And so it was a lot of us stumbling over ourselves, making a lot of mistakes, adjustments, dealing with the DMSs and getting those integrations done. And to see that there today is amazing, especially with us talking about the guitar behind me, because that's, ultimately was our long-term vision, and now we're there and doing it. So that's why I give a huge shout out to Rich, because that product would not be there without him driving our development team. And we don't outsource any of our developers. So we're not, outsourcing over to India or anything like that to, move a lot quicker. All of our developers are our employees in-house. So it makes us a lot more nimble to adjust to the dealer's needs. And when we have issues, we own it, we fix it. So
and you're in California, is that correct? Southern California.
Correct. We're in Southern California.
So all the stuff that you do, I'm going to put that back up for a second, because if I'm Christy Williams over at Henson Brand, like this is like Christy's like nirvana, okay? To
Oh,
be
it
able to
is.
follow up with those customers. I remember her coming out and saying the advisors aren't following up properly. But look at all the stuff, the trade appraisal, Brandon. How important has that become in the last year, right?
Yeah,
I
this
mean,
is the well, trade appraisal. You know what's funny is trade appraisal came out of the need of one of our larger automotive groups.
okay.
They were using a platform that was only doing that. That after service, it was following up, taking their closed ROs and saying, "Hey, would you be interested in trading in your vehicle?"
Okay.
And that auto group said, "Look, we're paying this program there. Can you do it for us? You look at all this that you guys have built." And we're like, that is simple. It's already part of our process. We already have it. Actually, we just have to ask the question right. And during COVID, the inventory shortage, this has been tremendous for our stores. I'm talking about quality leads for the front end of the house. An average dealer, you're getting like 160 to 180 customers going, "Hey, I want to know how much my vehicle's worth. I want to talk about trading them in." And for service, it's been great. I always laugh because I have service managers. They go, "Okay, hey, take this slide that shows the lead that's going to come over after service. It's automated. Bring it to your GM and say, okay, how much do you pay for that lead? How much will you pay a marketing company?" And your GM is going to mistakenly go, "Oh, we pay probably like $40, $45 per lead." Okay, every time I send you one, you're going to pay $40 to $45 worth of update promise. I have stores that the sales department pays for the whole program and service is reaping the benefits of the rest of it just because of how many leads we're generating over. So it's been huge.
And now you have grown this thing, and you had a big announcement recently, and I've seen some of the stuff, some of the marketing that you've got out there. I noticed that you've got a full page ad right now in Fixed Ops magazine, and talk to us about this Honda. It's not just Honda Service Connect, but it's also it's Acura, right? This is you.
Correct. Yeah. So this is big for me just because I personally had this as a big goal for ourselves ever since we came into the dealership space. And I was, the first one door knocking out here in California. But Honda over the last, 7+ years has really only had two providers when it comes to online service scheduling and the service experience tools. And they've never added anybody else in. So we were working very closely with Honda. There's a lot of change that set us back over the years. And finally, we got launched into production as the third provider for Honda Service Connect and Acura Service Connect. So really big stuff, automatic recall parts lookup, in navigation, scheduling, a lot of big benefits, deep linking with their marketing emails that they're sending out so it goes through the proper workflows. So a lot of really good stuff for Honda and Acura stores. And it allowed us to get over the hurdle of, oh yeah, Honda's only allowing us to use a couple providers when it comes to scheduling, or they recommend these couple providers. Now we're part of that. So happy to be a part of that program. And Honda's been amazing to work with. It's been a great partnership there.
Wow. And Allison Landis from Inkcentric is with us tonight. Good evening, Allison. And you're right. Update Promise offers so many amazing products. I just want to bottle that, Allison. And, what you're doing now on the Honda side is just, nothing short of amazing.
Yeah, no, it's been a journey. We've had a lot of ups and downs. We're not perfect. We always like to say that. Any vendor or software who tells you, "Oh yeah, it's going to be sunshine and rainbows," they're lying to you. You're going to run into some hurdles. But that's what sets us apart. Is we jump into those hurdles and we do what we can to fix it. And I want to give Inkcentric a big shout out as well. We utilize them on a lot of our marketing materials and our printouts, and they've been amazing. So glad to have you on here too.
I feel like in today's world too, the consumer is really just, they aren't very trusting in a lot of things. So having that transparency, that efficiency with all of those products, I mean, of course they're going to trust you guys.
Well, part of it is, and it's also because I'm young, right? So, but who are our customers today? And what are they expecting, right? We all live off of, right here. And I guarantee every single one of you guys has it right in front of you or in your pockets. And what are the dealers doing to meet them there, right? Meet their expectations. The customer doesn't want to go through this convoluted process. It's funny, when we hire new employees, and we do have new employees that come into our company that are outside of automotive, and we give them that first overview. They go, "I just got my car serviced 2 months ago and it was horrible. Why did they not have update promise?" And I'm like, yeah, exactly. Every single one of you guys have had a horrible experience in service. And that's what we're trying to solve, and meet the customer at their needs. Because you have the younger generation that are coming in and going, hey, I want to know what's going on because I don't understand, right? They're buying these vehicles on leases and they don't know what, a timing belt means, or, a transmission, flush, whatever that might mean. They don't understand that. So let's show them that. Let's build that.
All they see is the bill and they don't know why it's so much.
Yeah, exactly.
And Jerry Davis has got that T word going, transparency, Brandon. And you really play a big part in making this transparent to the consumer, which is what the customer wants. And they've wanted for a long time. And now it's finally arrived in service and parts and body shop.
Well, transparency and trust, they go right together, right? If you are not willing to be transparent and call your baby ugly, I always like to say, right? Look at your service department and see what you can do to expose, right? Yeah. Gino says it from Cavalli. He says it best, right? It demystified what was going on in service. It made it way more transparent for our customers and allows it, to go through the process a lot more where we can meet the customer where they're expecting, us to meet them. So,
wow. And Mike Canfield, shout out to you, Mike, is with us tonight from Atlanta. And Mike's got tremendous fixed ops experience and has done a whole lot on the training side for our industry. And Mike, you're exactly right. Okay. And Mike, look at the conversation, how it's evolved now from things that we talked about a few years ago to what Brandon's company is actually doing today, which is, really amazing. And
so hear this stat. I just pulled this stat a couple days ago. When we first launched into the dealership side of the business, the text message opt-out rate, and this was about, like I said, in the dealership side about 6-7 years ago, the opt-out rate was closer to 20 to 23% in our text messages nationwide, right?
Wow.
And we had 17,000 businesses from collision to dealers that were, we're sending millions of messages out. Today, our nationwide opt-out rate is 1.2%. 1.2%. So does that not tell you that customers are expecting this and they're becoming more apt to, how are you communicating? Are you sending them a video on what's going on and are they getting it through text message? Or are you calling them? If a customer texts you back and says, hey, can you give me an update? And you call them, great, you just failed. You just ignored what the customer wanted. And 1.2%, that's huge. Just to think about that transition.
And we love what Update Promise does. In fact, when the event went virtual, I met with you folks. I said, how can we help show off Update Promise's technology? And one of the low-hanging fruit, if you will, was that we would deploy Update Promise, via Taylor, to help text the attendees of the roundtable with who's coming up next. And I always ask, Taylor, what's our opt-out rate on the text message for the attendees of the Fixed Ops Roundtable? And Brandon, it's always way under 1%. It's like really, really minuscule. It's really low. So we've tracked that as well.
Well, I think part of it too is I was just talking. I've got my whole sales team in the building this week. We're doing a big training session and a big, halfway through the year launch. But we had talked about the opt-out and what that looks like. But you think about it, customers back in the day, how much did we pay for text messages? Was it 10 cents a text message, right? So people didn't want text messages. They were saying, no, businesses don't send it. But now we all have unlimited plans. So if you're not doing that today, customers aren't opting out. I've got so many companies that are texting me there. I'm only opting out if it doesn't make sense. So.
Yeah. It makes a lot of sense. So appreciate all that you do there. And by the way, the last panel that you had you brought Sunbit into the Fixed Ops Roundtable to show us how we can get those declined services, get all that stuff approved for the customer. And the folks that we had on that panel, dealer people, I think it was Larry from Norm Reeves down in San Diego. It was Chris Kokonas from downtown LA Toyota. Were telling us the approval rates on the Sunbit financing were so high, and they're picking up all these additional sales. So Brandon, that's one of the things that Update Promise brings to the table to the dealers is that you can get all that work just picking up one, but they pick up all these deals.
So it's funny. We actually are releasing. We have a very deep partnership now with Sunbit and an integration. We'll have the deepest integration with Sunbit out there today once this gets pushed out and released. It's actually getting pushed out at the end of this month. But it all came from when we were looking at our side of what we can do, and then Sunbit, has executed tremendously in the industry. They're a great company. Tal's been awesome to work with, and part of our idea of building those two together was I went and bought a purple mattress. Have you guys seen those commercials of purple mattresses online? Right. And I was like, hey, I needed a new mattress. Let me just go through that experience. Well, when I went to go buy it, it was like, oh, do you want sheets? Yeah, it's only $8.99 a month or something like that, additional a month on the financing. And then, oh, get the bed frame. And it's only an extra, $20 a month. And I went, why aren't we doing that for service? Why are we not presenting each recommendation? And if they have an option, when that customer's going, oh, it's $500 to replace this, why aren't we putting, or it's an additional $22 a month and you can get some financing through it, and reduce those objections of, oh, I can't afford it. Now, it's not, right for everyone, but that's where all this kind of came from. And, we're now starting to do that on, show me a video, show me a picture, give me the dollar amount. And hey, if you can't afford it, it's already telling you how much, and get pre-approved right here in your phone. You don't need to go back to the dealer and go through a whole different process. Let's make it easier for them right there, right in their hand. So.
Well, we want to hear more about that. I hope that you'll come back. That Sunbit financing topic would really, I tell you, we had a lot of people who asked a lot of questions and really were into that. So that would be an amazing topic to come back and talk about at the roundtable, Brandon. So I hope that you do. And Carol, when is that next event again? Sorry.
It's coming up soon, guys. It's September 20th, 21st, and 22nd, all virtual and online. So grab your complimentary tickets now at fixedopsroundtable.com so you don't miss out.
Yeah, you don't want to miss it, everybody. You got a great event. 3 days. Brandon, can you believe these are all 3 days long now? It's incredible.
It's been awesome. I'm looking forward to also, the one we were just going over, NADA. I'm excited to see what, how you guys are going to do that during that event, because it's been amazing as you guys have done the last couple of years there too.
And you know what? We've picked up a lot of the folks who don't go to NADA, because there's probably more people who don't go, right? And what we've learned with you is that a lot of the fixed ops directors, even if we held the fixed ops roundtable in their town, cannot leave the dealership to go, but they can watch it on their phone. They can watch it on their computer. And when you send a text out, Brandon, that says update promise is coming up in 15 minutes with this topic, people, they click and they come back in. So you've really helped, perfect, the virtual side of this event. So, we're looking forward to that. Everybody, we are out of time tonight. If you missed any part of tonight's interview with Brandon Nixon from Update Promise, Kara, is there an option for that where people can see that?
There is. We now have a YouTube channel, so make sure you check us out on YouTube and that you subscribe so that you can catch all of our live shows while we're actually live, or the playback of course, tonight's show and previous ones as well.
And tonight's show is available immediately following the show, so you don't have to wait. And just go to YouTube and search on Fixed Ops Roundtable, or you could search on Brandon Nixon, and it will come up right away. So thanks to our friends at YouTube and Google. So Brandon, this has been great. Thank you so much.
No, Ted, Kara, I really appreciate you guys having me on here. We're excited to be part of the Fixed Ops Roundtable family and look forward to do more of this. So appreciate the time, guys.
Great stuff. Thank you,
We
Brandon.
appreciate you. We loved your story. I know that was inspiring to so many people, and I can't wait to see you again and hear more about it.
Yeah, no, thank you. And thank you, everybody, for jumping on. So looking forward to talking more and excited to see what we can keep doing on this. I love this. Great stuff.
Well, on behalf of Ted Ings and Brandon from Update Promise, I'm Kara Delane. Thanks for watching. Catch us next Monday at 8 p.m.